Hello everyone and welcome back to Scrolls, where today we'll be going over my mono energy ranged deck for Scrolls version 0.133. Which I think it's 0.133. Is it? Yes it is. October the 10th. That changed. Back to this. There, right. I know a lot of you requested Gravelocks and Undead and things. I haven't had much success with that, I'm afraid. I've been trying past week or so in the limited time I've had because of my new job. I've tried all sorts. I've tried Decay and Order, I've tried God Draw, I've tried Undead, Gravelocks, Late Game Order, Aggro Growth. Tried them all. And as a result, I dropped to about 1500, so I gave up. I'll revisit them later. My Gravelock deck's quite cool, actually. It is quite funky. Trying a different way of doing things. Very aggressive. But anyway, we're looking at this one today. As I said, dropped quite low. Decided to give Range Energy a go, because it seems to be doing okay for a few people. Looked at my old build, which had state machines in. Kind of worked off on there. The reason that version kind of dropped off of the map was because Echomaton was unplayable, because it had to work off being on 4 more attack instead of 3. That's because they changed how it works. Say your opponent burns the Echomaton previously, when it went off having 2 or more attack, the spell would go and kill it first before Echomaton's effect triggered. Then they changed it so it would trigger before the burn, so it would be on 3 attack, hence why they buffed it up to 4. It was unplayable, so now we've dropped it down to 3. This means we can't abuse it with Scout Automatons, so they're out. But it does mean that if it does get targeted by a burn, it will die, but it also gives us energy. So that's back in. It's now working, which means the deck as a whole is very good, working all out, and I'm having tons of success. I've shot up to 1764, which is about 8th, I think, in the world. Had 1 loss, which was to a horrible growth aggro deck with lots of ward and no AD into Machination Mindset and Verdant, Field of the Verdant and Druid Burial Grounds, and it was horrid. But anyway, other than that, been trouncing everyone because no one expects the secret power chip tech, and top Reaver Theas because no one plays them, or Sudden Eruption because no one plays them, or Thunder Surges because apparently they've dropped off the map now, or Solemn Giants because they're really good and no one expects them. No one expects the deck. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. So yeah, we're going to go over the deck now, and I'll do my best to explain things. This is my 20th time. I'm not exaggerating. This is my 20th time of recording this, because I have had some massive trouble getting this done. 4 times my internet went and then kept coming back once the game crashed, so the recording was lost. A few other times I just lost myself partway through, so I gave up and restarted. For some reason the resolution changed as well, so that all cramped up. I don't know how that happened, but it's all back fine now. Yeah, there was a time where the internet went, the game crashed, it wasn't reconnecting to the internet, so I went to restart it on my router by just turning it off and on again at the socket. Unfortunately, I went with the wrong one and ended up turning my computer off instead. So that was that was really upsetting, because I was almost done, and I've just sold a scroll on the black market. Oh yeah. Excuse me a second. Okay. So yeah, we're going to go over this now, and hopefully this will be it for my health. Otherwise, I may just give up. So yeah, let's start by looking at the creatures. Now there are 22 creatures in the deck, 6 structures. We'll look at the cheap creatures first. Why not? Right, so early game, you're going to be wanting to play tons of these and controlling a board. Pretty much all you have to do. We've got 3 Dust Runners. 1/2/2 for 1. It's got range attack. When Dust Runner deals damage to a creature with 3 or less health, that creature is destroyed. When this was released, about a year or so ago, what is it now? 12th of October. Oh my god. It's almost my I'm almost coming up to 2 years of playing this game now. I got Scrolls on the day that they gave away free keys in PC Gamer, which was on a Friday, and it was the 16th of October, because that's my dad's birthday. So I think it's the 16th, it could be the 14th. How embarrassing. Anyway, where are we? Dust Runner. As I say, people were hyping over this thing when it was released, then it dropped off the radar completely. Now it's coming back because there's not too much removal in Scrolls right now. There's not a lot of Quakes. There's not a lot of Mangonels, even though they're coming back now. Played them a couple of days ago, suddenly everyone's playing them. That was my secret attack. Well, I'm sure people were playing it before that, but I missed that. Yeah, Poison and things, that's all not being played now as much. Well, just Decay's not being played too much. Energy, we're kind of going more creature builds with like Gravelocks. And using the creatures removal with like piercing projectiles and iron whips, that sort of thing, instead of sparks and big removal with like Thunder Surge and things. Even with normal range decks, we're not really running sparks either, running desperations. Which is why Dust Runner is pretty groovy. It's really good against growth, really good against order. Not too good against decay, but sod it. Really good with bombards. It's just good. So we're getting away with Dust Runners. Hired Smuggler, it costs 2. Is a 2/2/2 with range attack. Pillage, draw 1 structure scroll. So we've got 6 structures in this deck. Hired Smuggler lets us draw them. Even if we don't want to play a structure, we can always sack it. It's free card advantage. It's not as good against decay because of Soul Steal. Although decay's not being played, as I said. So play Hired Smugglers all you like. What is the thing in the art? I've never really thought about that. What is it? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. Sorry. If you can get away with it, try and target idols so you can get the structure. If not, aim for the creatures. Never really go wrong if you aim for creatures. And yeah, really, really good. And it makes a noise. I'm just stalling. Cannonetta. Cost 3 is a 2/2/3 with piercing and range attack. I've been umming and ahhing over Cannonetta because without Machinated it's a bit weird. But there's not too many other creatures I really want to be playing, and it is insane with Machinated. You could go with Replicaton or Scout Automaton or Boom Reaver if you want to. Because that's guaranteed, that's more damage as it is in itself. And Cannonetta, without Machinated, it's okay. But the threat of the Machinated is huge, and more piercing, more damage we could do, it's fantastic. So Cannonetta is in for that reason. It will be 7, so it'll be 7/3/1 damage we're doing, which is pretty groovy. Also lets us rush down our opponents, so we can target idols relentlessly and then just do a big Bombard, Machinated Cannonetta turn and snipe idols, so that's really useful. And then I've got Stormrunner, which could be the best creature in the game. That's a bit of a claim, but whenever I'm playing against Energy, this guy always stuffs me and I hate him for that. It's a 2/2/3 for 3, it's got lobber 4 tiles, so it attacks like that. It does damage in that sort of hex arrangement. Yeah, sticking Machinated on this, and yeah, happy. Really good against Decay because they're clump, so you can snipe things. Really good against Order because they've got quite a few big things now, so you're going to need that. Against Energy, not so much because of Burn. Against Growth, you don't really have to play the Machinated for this to be a threat. It's really good. So the way Scrolls works is that there are lanes, and if you're going to get attacks, you can run away and be safe. Stormrunner stops that from happening, which means it's unfair, which means we play it. So that's all you need to know about Stormrunner. Now, as I said with Hired Smuggler, we're running 6 structures, so I think we'll look at those next. As I said before, in my old version, I was running State Machines. That was before Oculus Cannon. And when Oculus Cannon was released, I claimed that it was rubbish. And no one would fall into the trap of moving down unless you're going to destroy it. And if you don't put a creature on the front, structure on the front, it's a bit useless. I'm going to eat my words now and say it's all right. Well, good. We'll give it a 6 out of 10. How about that? Yeah. With Bombard, it's really good. 4-2-1, damage, get in there. Good against growth, rubbish against order, I guess. Other than that, it just protects your stuff and quite good at sniping things. So, Oculus Cannon, I'm still trying to make it sound bad, but it's good. And we've got Forge as well, 3 of those. It's 0-3-5 for 3. Instead of attacking, it summons gun automatons, and you can pump resources into it. Although we're not running scout automatons, we still want this. It's still a good wall. It's still a good source of card advantage because instead of playing stuff, we can pump resources into this. So yeah, against Decay, stick it at the back probably. Against anything else, stick it at my front. It's just... How long has this been around? It's been around for ages as well. This is probably the most expensive scroll ever. When it was released, people were paying tens of thousands. That's not an exaggeration. I saw someone spend 20,000 on one of these. It was insane. So yeah. Automata Forge. What the heck? That's weird. Why has it got a sound animation? Was that the sound it does when gun automatons are spawned? I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked again. Survivor structures. Just 6. That's all you need. Yeah. Next, we'll look at the larger creatures. That's where all the fun is. Okay, so the big stuff. First of all, a lesson. Current energy range decks don't look like this. They have Tempest Reavers, and they don't have Solemn Giants. They have Ironclad Reavers, and they don't have top Reaver Theas. That is because they're scared. They might have Echomatons in, but they're scared to go even further. Because we've got power chips, we can afford to go so high on the curve, and it works. Before, this sort of creature configuration was pretty standard. That was with Scout Automatons and Echomatons, so you got the guaranteed ramp. Now, the guaranteed ramp works in other ways. In a way that's not guaranteed, but you know what I'm saying. They would have Tempest Reavers now, Ironclad Reavers, no Theas, no Solemn Giants. I've gone back to this version. I think it's the best. I think it works so well, so don't change it. Ever. Play this. Yeah, where are we? Echomatons. Cost 4 as a 1/2/3. When an opponent plays a spell, Echomaton gains +2 attack. And when Echomaton is destroyed, if attack is 3 or more, increase energy by 1. As I think I said, because this is like my 20 millionth time recording this, it now triggers when it dies to spells. So if your opponent plays a burn, you will get the ramp. So that's why Echomaton's in, and that's why it's good now. And the meta is mainly order. That means lots of spells, so Echomaton's going to grab 9 attack quite easily. And it dies to growth, so be careful. I think I covered everything there without breathing. Not very good. Unlike Echomaton. Solemn Giant. It costs 4, although really it costs 10. It's an 8/6/4. It doesn't count down, and you can pay 2 energy to decrease its countdown by 2. So I say this really costs 10 because 4 plus the 6 you need to drop it down to 0. It costs 10. It means you've got 8 attack coming in with haste, which is pretty good. Would you pay 10 for a hasted 8 attack unit? Don't know. I am. So I suppose that answers that. Violent Dispersal on a stick. That can't be a bad thing. As I said, ranged decks don't play Solemn Giants because they don't run power chips, Echomatons, or Theas. So, well, they might run Echomatons. I'm lying again. They don't run Theas or power chips. So, they won't expect Solemn Giant, which means you can snipe idols, you can snipe creatures, and you're going to be happy because of it. So, Solemn Giants. Really decent. High win rate. Elders. Standard in mono energy range decks because there's no ranged unit at 5. Energy is kind of known for having low health on units. And Elder really sort of breaks that mould. It's got 5 health for 5, and it's got range, so that's good. Otherwise, when you look at Cannon Automaton, it's got 4 health. Look at Iron Ogre, it's got 6 for 7. It's just relevant to it. Compared to its cost, it's not that brilliant. He's got 6 for 8, which isn't brilliant, but it's huge. Yeah, you can just go on Echomaton, 3 health for 4. There's just not a lot of health going on, as a rule. So Elder breaks that. You can have 7 health with 3 Elders on the field. Really versatile. Works with Bombards. No other Gravelocks in the deck, but you don't care because Elders are insane. Then we've got Top Reaver Thea. It costs 8, is a 726, it's unique, which means you can't have any more than one on the field. It's got range attack, piercing, and pillage. Your current energy is increased by 2 at the beginning of your next turn. So yeah, don't be afraid to power chip into Thea, unless you're playing against Decay. Against anything else, even energy, you can get away with it. Because energy decks are only playing like 2 Violent Dispersals now, so they're stuffed. Growth, stuffed. Order, can be a bit tricky. Decay, damn curse. But whatever, it's fun. I turn 3 power chip today against Dialects. Power chip Thea. Bought me tons of time thanks to its ramping, so I can keep on stacking the scrolls. Then I'll be on 5 resources, and I'll still be able to play stuff. So it's really good advantage that way. His only way of dealing with it was unleashing the power double frost gale, which kind of worked. Well, still worked, but sod it. Top Reaver Thea, really good late game. Power chips and Theas and Bombards kind of close out games, so Thea does work. So that's all the creatures covered, I think. Yeah, so now we're going to look at the removal. Okay, so as I briefly mentioned, the sort of structure of a range deck now is less removal essential. Instead of Sparks, there's Desperations. Instead of Sudden Eruptions, there's something else. Thunder Surges, 3 of them being taken out. Violent Dispersals, they're being dropped at 2 because people seem to want to use creatures, which is sensible. But because we have the ramping Echomaton and Power Trip, we can afford to play Sudden Eruptions. I prefer Sparks over Desperations, and this configuration is pretty standard. So yeah, Spark costs 2, deal 2 damage to target unit. Pretty simple, deals with early aggression, which is why you want it, especially since we've only got Hired Smuggler as our 2-drop. If we had Gun Automatons as well as Hired Smuggler, we could probably get away with Desperations as a Spark, as a 2-of. But because we haven't got any other 2-drop of Hired Smuggler, we want Spark in instead, so we have something to do. Turn 2, which is quite important. So yeah, kills Braves, kills Veta, kills Rippers, kills Aging Knights, kills lots of things. Good. Burn, costs 4, deal 3 damage to target unit. If that unit is destroyed, draw 1 scroll. Been played in energy decks forever, though it didn't used to draw the scroll. That's a history lesson. But ever since it's let you do that, which has pretty much been 2 years now. Just been really good. One of the most powerful removal spells in the game. Although, a lot of the creatures in the game now are quite resilient to burn because they've got 4 health. You're sad when you see an Earthball Mystic, I can tell you. But it's still really good. If you see Effigy of a Queen, you can weep. Other than that, burn gives you card advantage whilst removing an opponent unit, so that's never a bad thing. Sudden Eruption. Surge, 2 damage to X random opponent's units for 4, so we pay 4. Any other energy resources we have left is equated to X, and then it deals 2 damage to those X units. So if we pay 9, it will do 2 damage to 5 of our opponent's units. As I said, not played now, but we are, because we've got Power Chips and Echomatons and Thea. And it's very, very good, because your opponent can't play around it, and it's just unfair that way. It's played in monumentary structure decks, but not in ranged. That's key. Thunder Surge costs 6, target units and connected units are dealt 2 damage. It's not as good, because not a lot of people play Decay, but you still want to punish people for being bad and playing things together, like me. It just offers you a lot of value doing 2 damage to a few things, so things with range of your creatures and burns and removal. As a rule, and again, if you don't have them against growth, you can be stuffed, because it's the only real way of dealing with all its tokens. So Thunder Surge keeps your opponent honest. How much damage has it done? 19, not too bad. Violent Dispersal. Deal 8 damage to target units. No longer does it destroy target unit, it deals 8 damage. Still kills anything really you need to. It's just affected by magic armor. So, yeah, be careful. Other than that, it kills things. And you need to kill things to win the game. So, target Witch Doctors, target Harvesters, target Rule Vanguards, Relorus, Knight Sergeant, Honourable General, Gravelock Elders, Gravelock Freaks, Great Wolves. There's not many targets in Growth, actually. It's pretty much Great Wolves. And Jarls, maybe. But yeah, you need them. And you need 3. I think you need 3 just to deal with things when you can. Because otherwise you're sad. So yeah, that's removal. And finally, we can move on to the support scrolls. So, Secret Tech Time. Power Trip. It costs 3, increase current energy by 6. If it is then 11 or more, draw 1 scroll. So the history of Power Trip is this. If I can remember. First of all, it costs 2, I think, and doubles your current energy. I don't know if it has the draw part of it yet, but when it was added, or already had it, that it would draw your scroll if your current energy was then 8 or more. And then there was a bit of changing, and then when it went live, it cost 3 and gave you 6 energy. And if your energy was 8 or more, you drew a scroll. That was played tons. It was so powerful. So they changed it and removed the draw. Now they brought it back for energy costing 11, which I think is fair. We can get to 8 quite easily. It's the top of our curve for Thea. It lets us do unfair things. Our opponent don't expect it, so we can power chip it into a Thunder Surge. We can power chip into an Oculus Cannon Bombard, which won me a game against Nikon because I killed a few things. Turn 3, really good. They don't expect it, and the more things you can do that your opponent can't expect, the better. So power chip is good. How many cards does it draw me? Doesn't say. That's sad. But yeah, really good. Be careful with your power chip into Thea plays, but yeah, whatever. Machinated, cost 2. Oh my goodness. Come back. No. Enchanted creature gets +5 attack and space countdown is increased by 1, so we're going to be doing big plays with Stormrunner, Cannonetta, any creatures, just 5 attack for 2. It's really, really good. I mean, this is how energy does things. It's got weak creatures like Cannonetta, Dustrunner. I mean, their effects are strong, but in themselves as a creature, their stats are really weak for their costs. They've got low health, so they do that and the way they make up for that is by having powerful spells like Bombard, Machinated, and doing big things. That's quite unfair, really. So Machinated allows you to do unfair things with Stormrunner, Cannonettas, and anything. And you can rush down opponent's idols. 5 damage for 2. Really strong. We've only got Bombard. It costs 3. All units with range or lobber attacks have their countdown increased by 2, so that includes your opponent's units, so be careful. Mangonels are lobbers, and it includes lobbers, so be careful. But yeah, really what allows the deck to work, and the real reason why you play ranged units. You don't play ranged units because it avoids spiky. You play it because it works with Bombard, let's be honest. And yeah, it's one of the most controversial scrolls in the game. Bombard and Machinated are up there. We'll see what happens. People have been calling for nerfs for a very long time, and Mojang have stood strong in not changing it yet. So once it's like this, play it because it's really good. So yeah, that covers everything. Let's take one last look at the deck. So going over it once again, we have 3 Dust Runners, we have 3 Hired Smugglers, 3 Machinateds, 3 Sparks, 3 Automata Forges, 3 Bombards, 3 Cannonettas, 3 Oculus Cannons, 3 Power Trips, 3 Stormrunners, 3 Burns, 3 Echomatons, 2 Solemn Giants, 2 Sudden Eruptions, 3 Gravelock Elders, 2 Thunder Surges, 3 Violent Dispersals, and 2 top Reaver Theas. Whew! Don't crash game. Otherwise I'll have to do this all over again. So, a bit of strategy. Against growth, be careful, they'll try and rush you down. Be careful with your removal. Get creatures on the board with Dust Runners and things so you can take out units with ward, although that's not really a thing. But be careful, and be careful of Kinfoot Veterans. Against Decay, Stormrunners are a must. Against Order, Echomatons are really good. Now against mono energy structures, I would avoid trying to play your little creatures. Just kind of try and ramp up for your big things and make big plays and take out all the opponent structures, like Stormrunners and things. MS stuff. It is a favourable matchup against mono energy structures. Against Gravelocks, target Elders. If you've got Potion of Resistance on, bring it down to 3 health so you can kill it with Dust Runner. Be wise with your Bombards and your Oculus Cannons. Really, it's hard to say what to do with a deck. You got to play it for yourself and work things out and just think things through. But as I said, I've had success with it. it's got me higher for the rankings at last. So yeah, we're going to play a game of it now, and hopefully I'll be able to show you what the deck is capable of. Okay, so I've got my game against Sir Langer. Good luck, sir. Right, before deciding what if we're going to mulligan or not, we're going to find out what he is playing. Can't quite remember if I've played this guy before. Is it? Oh, it's Order. Okay, so Effigy of the Queen's going to be annoying. If it's Tempo Order, Spark could be useful because I can take out AG Knights and Wing Soldiers. Although Wing Soldiers kind of fallen out of favour. It's basically a question if I want to get rid of Spark or not, so we're going to hold on to these just in case. I think we'll get rid of Sudden Eruption because it will be weak against quite a few things. Especially Effigy of the Queen and Imperial Resources. Okay, so there's an AG Knight. Now I could spark it, but I think developing the board's a bit better with a Hired Smuggler, so we're going to do that. Then it's a question of what I want to sack. It could be Elder or Violent Dispersal. Violent Dispersal will allow me to get rid of some big things, which is quite key, I think. So I think we're going to get rid of Elder here. And just use this to develop the board a bit. Best way to beat Order really is just kind of bombard it with range stuff and take out his key units like Velarus, Vanguard, Knight Sergeants. With VD, hopefully it's not a Skirmisher because they're quite good. Although Burns. No? Nothing. Right, okay. That means we can be a bit more threatening here and move up and play the Forge. I'd rather the Forge be here or here, it's just a bit awkward here. Actually it's fine I guess, but we'll see. This kind of moves me to closer towards the middle, whilst being safe-ish. What's he got? Awaking Stones, right. I'm really not bothered about that. What I am bothered about is the Aging Knights coming in with a focus and killing my Automata Forge. So we can stop that from happening now. Now I have two options to be able to do that. I can either Spark, or I can play Oculus Cannon. Both will stop him from doing that. I think the Spark's the better choice. And I think Echomaton is excellent against Order as well. So we can play that, try and play that next turn. But here he's going to Spark. And attack. I'm going to just use it to draw structure instead of hitting the Waking Stones. Not too fussed about Waking Stones as energy because we can just lob over them with Stormrunner. Okay, so now Mangonels have suddenly become quite popular. I tried them a couple of days ago in a deck, and that worked quite well. And suddenly they sprouted out all over the place as well. So, oh god. So we're going to separate here and try and play around that. And as I said, we're going to play Echomaton, and we're going to play it up here. So we've got the board covered, and we can play Forge up here as well, and control the entire board whilst he's cowering away behind his Waking Stones. More likelihood is he's just going to play something big. Yeah, there we go. So I can just VD that, which will be a good turn for me, in a couple of turns obviously. I think we'll keep the rest of the hand and just go Forge. Now it's unlikely he'll be able to get this on 0 countdown. And then attack here, but it is possible. So what we're going to do is going to move a Hired Smuggler down. And we get to draw another structure. It would take a speed for him to be able to attack with it. Or tempo theft. Let's get to general. So now it's a question of which one do we take out with the VD? Arbalisteer or the general? And the answer is the general. I mean the Arbalisteer because it's just so much more impactful I think. So we'll just take that out. And let's get in range here. Just in case he does something dodgy. Pinging away at his idols, Hired Smuggler's doing a good job, giving us some structures and card advantage. He's safely tucked away at the moment. There's another Automata Forge. Right, that's worrying. Now we're worried. Okay, so we're worried now. So we've got to draw something decent. Elder's not too bad. Spark's not brilliant. So again, we're going to probably... Oculus Cannon Pump isn't too bad actually, I don't think. That's a tempting play. That way if he does move down, I can snipe him with an Oculus Cannon. I think getting a Storm on the field's not too bad either. We'll just go for Elder because it's costing the most. I think we can afford to play Oculus Cannon just because we're probably going to draw one here. So we'll do that. We'll go Oculus Cannon. And we'll just pump just so we get value from this before he destroys it. And we'll just slide in here. So yeah, this turn could hurt. Blessing for haste focus or something. So we're going to need some form of removal, I think, next turn. A burn would do it. VD. It's a pother. Okay. Okay, so that's a bad sign. Tempo theft. And a focus. Okay, so he takes out those two. That's good for him. I've now got a 7 attack Echomaton there. That's quite good. Yeah, Sudden Eruption, that's not much use. I think we'll sack the top Reaver Thea here. We don't draw anything nice, so it's a question of now how do we... Well, just what the heck do we do? I think it's going to be another Oculus Cannon turn, is it? Maybe. That's going to be on 2 countdown. That's quite a lot. Which can take out these, which is horrid. Take a focus. I think we'll just play Oculus Cannon down here. That will protect that. I think we can develop the board up here with a Storm Runner as well. Bombard, Machinated, VD. There's quite a few options for us next turn, if we draw them. That's what we want. Actually quite close to winning. We've done 4 damage here, 4 damage here, 8 damage up here, so... Might be able to race him just with a couple of Machinateds. Would really like to get Elders on the board as well, but he's been under a bit of pressure from his General and Automata Forge. Mangonel. See, Mangonel's being played now. Has he got tempo theft? Yes, okay. Right, this means I can now spark this, which is good. Spark and Elder burn as well, actually. Storm Runner Machinated will be good, so I think this is just a spark Elder turn. I'm obviously scared of these mangonels. So do I try and get involved up here? Why not? I would be careful when playing Bombard against him. He's got a Mangonel on the field. Because obviously that will set it off. Which isn't good. Still can't deal with that general. Just a Vanguard for the turn, okay. So Bombard Machinated wins me the game. Let's see if I can draw it. There's a burn. Let's get rid of a Sudden Eruption. Solemn Giants. Right, so this turn is slightly dead. So I think it's going to go burn, deal with a Mangonel whilst we can. See what we draw. Thunder Surge. I can play Stormrunner, but I kind of want that as a big play with Machinated, so I think we're just going to leave that. We're going to move back here and just end the go. Would have preferred the gun automaton to go here. Is he going to imperial resources? In a way, I kind of want him to do that because that means he's not doing anything to my board, and that kind of gives me a turn to develop. And he's going Waking Stones. And Gallant Defender. Okay. So that's going to be grouped. So Thunder Surge could be good, but they're going to be pained. So I can Spark Burn. I can Spark Burn the Vanguard. Which I think I'm going to have to do, am I? I can't sack the Skulls yet, that's a problem, because my hand's too full. Or I can just Thunder Surge and get fine. No, I think this is a Spark Burn. Let's sack the Skulls first. Yeah, we'll do damage for Waking Stones. Move the gun automaton out of the way. One idle down. Still looking for his Bombards. Don't think we've had any yet. 16 cards to go, so well over 2/3 of the way into the deck. No, not well over, exactly 2/3, but whatever. Okay, so Pother, Kabonk, whatever. Okay, so he's killed 2 of my units. I can come back to him next turn with some good solid creatures though. Like an Elder Cannonetta or something. Should be quite good. Or Elder Pump. Let's see. Set to naught. 4-2. It's got more units, so 4-0. If I play more stuff, yeah, I think we're just going to play some big things. And dealt with Waking Stones, which is nice. Still looking for a Bombard. 15 cards to go, so I've got 3 Bombards to come, so I'm happy with my position actually, since I haven't played a Bombard yet. Was that alive? I played one. Don't think it is. No. Nah. Making stuff up now. I don't think I have any. Anyway, what's going on? Power Trip would be good as well. So it'll draw me a card now. Have I had any Power Trips? I think I've had one. Might have had one. Or none. Goodness knows. I think I've had 1 Power Chip. So 2 Power Chips, 3 Bombards in my deck. Okay, so he's taking out Hired Smuggler, don't care. Do not care. I do. I care a lot. So I think we've got 6 cards in hand, it's really good. Speed, okay. That I care about. And a focus coming up, I care about as well. Kabonk. Okay, I don't care about the kabonk. Right then, how are we going to do this? We can change the accent. Violent Dispersal. We've got one at last, so we can sack Thunder Surge now. Got Bombard and Burn, hooray! So I can just BD this, just to get rid of it, do I? Yes. Do Funky Gibbon? No. Or Burn Machinated Hired Smuggler. We've got another Machinated, so I think that's actually alright. Definitely alright now. This way I can set my Hired Smuggler as well. I mean my Gravelock Elder. And when I play Bombard next turn, it'll be attacking on 9 sack, so that's not bad. So what can you do? You can Mangonel Speed again. Okay, probably do it here, take out the Elder. You can Imperial Resources, in which case I win. No, it's going Righteous Partisan into... Chances are I do win, actually. With these 3 cards here. It's quite a lot of burst. Beam Potion, take out Hired Smuggler. And that's it, so that's GG. Got the Bombard at last. And we got the Machinated. So that's my mono energy range deck. We didn't see much of all its strongest goals and power trip, Bombard and things, but it performed well. Does do well against Order, and we haven't got Effigy of a Queen, obviously. And even so, you're okay because you can still Storm and a Bombard Machinated. You're not too reliant on removal. It's all about the creatures and stuff and the combos you can pull off. Yeah, that's it. It's the deck I'm playing in ranked, and I'm thoroughly enjoying playing it. So I hope you enjoy it too. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.